So, good evening, everyone. This is lecture number 6 in refraction, and we are dealing with prisms, right? In the last class, we had discussed the basic meaning of the prism. We had seen what is angle of prism. We had seen the relation between deviation. We had seen what was deviation. Let me take you back a bit because the entire concept just relies on this happening. The entire thing relies on this 7 or 8 formulas that we had seen. The formula of deviation on the first surface, second surface, total deviation is 1 plus I plus E minus R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 was equal to A. So deviation becomes I plus E minus A. Then we had seen what happens when the deviation is minimum. The line QR that we saw becomes parallel to the base. Angle of incidence becomes equal to the angle of emergence, and R1 and R2 become same, and that become equal to A by 2. Yes or no? Do we remember this?
Yes, sir.
Then we have solved one problem, a simple problem where information was given to us and we were supposed to find out the angle of incidence, and then we had to find out the minimum deviation. And I gave you one question for homework. Did anyone of you try it?
Yes, sir.
Anyone got any answer? So we'll just start with that same
30 degrees, sir.
Yes, I think we solved it. Yes or no?
Yes. No, sir.
Everyone knows the answer, or we need to solve it again?
Solve it, sir.
You don't know the answer, so I will give
30 degrees, sir.
I will give everyone 2 minutes to go through the question. A ray of light passes through an equilateral prism. The angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence, so that is minimum deviation, and the latter is equal to 3/4 the angle of the prism. Calculate the angle of deviation. The refractive index of the prism is 1.5. I hope everyone can see this. I'll give you 2 minutes. Again, go through the question and then we'll solve it. Remember, we just 30 degrees. Karthik has given me an answer. Yes, I got the answer yesterday also, beta. Good. That we remember Sai, Karthi, Shreya. Anyone else in the class? I'm giving everyone time so that everyone see. Doesn't matter if just one student is able to answer. That is not what I want. What I want is that every one of you should be able to solve the question. Every one of you should be able to solve it. That is my concern. And I hope that everyone can solve this question for me. Just have to remember simple things. And I hope you remember it. What is given here, everyone has tried this, or you want to try more? Angle of incidence is given equal to the angle of emergence, and that is given as 3/4 times the angle of the prism. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So I is equal to E is equal to 3/4 A. The
And A
refractive
is equal to
index.
60, sir.
Yes, beta.
A is equal to 60.
A is equal to 60. So I can find out the angle of incidence, yes or no? So angle of incidence or the angle of emergence will become 3 into 60 divided by 4. I think it becomes 45, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And they are then asking you to find out the angle of deviation. How do you find out the angle of deviation from there? You can just put the formula of deviation, that is I plus E minus,
Minus A.
and I and E are both equal. So it is 90 minus 60 and the answer is 30. Do we understand this, everyone?
Sir.
Okay. Then I will give you the next one. I'll give you time for you to write this down. Of anyone who could not solve this question, please note it down. And then we will move on to the next question. And next question, you must remember that we had seen two types of formulae. I will not tell you what were the two types of formulae, but then I'll give you the question, and I hope that this question reminds you of what were the two types of formulae that were given to you in the previous class. Have you noted down the question? I mean, have you noted down the solution, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me put the next question for you. And the next question is this. Find the deviation caused by the prism having refracting angle 4 and refractive index 3 by 4. The prism is also given. It was not necessary to be given, but it is given. So if it is given, then you can use it. Question number 2. What is this type of prism known as, bacha? Whose refracting angle, this refracting angle is also known as the prism angle, is given as 4 degrees. What is this type of prism
Thin
known as?
prism, sir.
They are known as thin prism. That is correct.
Answer
So
is 2, sir.
answer is 2 degree. How did you get it? Just have to remember the formula for thin prism. Well done. Let us hope that all of you are able to solve this. Let me give you time. So that everyone is able to do this. So how are I supposed to do this? For thin prism, we can straight away use the formula for minimum deviation
Mu
for a thin.
minus 1 into A, sir.
Well done. Mu minus 1 times A. That is the straightforward formula that you can use. Mu, as you can see, is given as 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 minus 1 multiplied by the prism angle, which is 4 degrees. And you'll end up with your answer, which is 2 degrees. Do we all understand this?
Yes, sir.
Everyone got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give you time so that you can note it down. What has happened here? Why everyone has to call while I take my class? I really don't understand the logic behind this. Okay.
तरना का ब्रांच
Yes, sir. I know. I know.
वीसी ऑफ करो तरना का ब्रांच प्लीज वीसी ऑफ वीसी में पावर बटन होता है ये ऑफ कर दो అరే తార్నాక వల్ల ఇక్కడ వీసీకి పవర్ ఆఫ్ ఉంటుంది చూడరా దాని ముందే బటన్ ఉంటుంది దాన్ని నొక్కండి ఆఫ్ అవుతుంది లేదు అంటే దాని పవర్ ప్లగ్ ఏడుందో చూసి ఆఫ్ చేయండి ఆ స్విచ్ బోర్డుకు ఉంటుంది చూడు
Sir, wait for 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting. Don't worry.
Sir, continue the class. Yes, sir.
Okay. Everything done? Everything set?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got distracted. Let me put the next question. And these are the type of questions that are going to appear in your exam. And I hope that you are able to do them. What has happened here? Today, I don't know what is wrong today, but things are just happening in the opposite direction in which we are supposed to happen. Question number 3. Now, let us move on to the type of question that you find in the examination hall, and this is one. When light rays are incident on a prism at an angle of 45 degrees, minimum deviation is obtained. If refractive index of the material of the prism is √2, what is the angle of the prism? Yes, my dear friends. Take your time, beta. Take your time. The question is simple. Remember, the only thing that we have done about prism is one diagram, my dear friends. And in that one diagram, and this is In this question falls in which category? It is already written that this question falls in the minimum wala category, minimum deviation. This is what we have read about minimum deviation. You just need to apply it. You just need to apply it, my dear friends. And don't worry, whenever we do something new, we are supposed to take some time to get used to it. Yes,
60,
bacha.
sir. 60 degrees.
60 degrees. That is correct. Option D, 60 degrees. And that is correct. Well done. I'll give you 2 more minutes for the rest of the kids to catch up. 60 degrees is correct. How did you get it?
Snell's law. sir.
Snell's law, yes. Mu into sin I is constant. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Or you can write this in the form of this. Mu is equal to sin I by sin R. Yes or no? I
Yes,
just written the same formula in that minimum deviation wala thing. Okay. Mu refractive index is given as √2. Yes or no? √2 will
Sir,
be.
change the slide.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes, mu is equal to sin I by sin R. That is given as √2. Angle of incidence is 45. So this is sine of 45 divided by sine of R. For minimum deviation, R is A by 2. Yes or no? Sine of A by 2. So from there, I can get sine of A by 2 will be equal to half. Yes or no? That means A by 2, that angle has to be 30 degrees. And therefore, the answer is not 30 degrees, but the answer is 60 degrees. Do we understand this? Everyone? Anyone
Yes, sir.
understands this, what we have done here?
Yes, sir.
I'll give you 2 minutes to note it down. And I have one more question ready for you. Remember, the more the number of questions that we do, the better we are going to become. And there are only 2 or 3 forms that we have to remember. If we use each and every formula once, we will be confident of using them again. Have you noted it down, bacha?
Yes, sir. Sir, wait for 1 minute.
Okay. Once you are done, please let me know.
Completed, sir.
Completed?
Completed, sir.
Just give me a minute. Okay, then. This is the next question that comes for you. And the question is pretty damn simple. From where I see it, all questions are simple. The angle of minimum deviation for a prism of refractive index is given 1.5 is equal to the angle of the prism, angle of minimum deviation. Refractive index is given. What is the angle of the prism? The question is right away given for you, and I shall give you time to solve it and come back with the answers. The refractive angle of a prism is A. The refractive index is, oops, which question is this? This is not the question. Sorry, that was the next question. The angle of minimum deviation for the prism is 1.5, which is equal to the angle of prism. The angle of prism is how much? And remember, bacha, 82 degrees. Karthik has come up with an answer. Karthik, you are absolutely correct. The answer is 82 degrees. Well done. What about the others? My online class, Karthik, Sainath, Shreya, offline class. And the class that I can't see. I was able to see them some times ago. Now they have disappeared. Yes, shall I help you, bacha? 82, sir. Yes, see, I have got an answer from the class which I can't see. Because I think the mic is also not working. Something happened. But the answer is still there. Good. Well done. What about the class that I can see? How are we supposed to do this? Karthik, you solve the question. I think you can unmute yourself and tell me how you have done this, bacha. Tell me. You can unmute yourselves, no? Karthik? Can you or can you not? I think he can't. Anyways, remember that formula for mu for minimum deviation. For minimum deviation, mu is given by this revolutionary formula, sine of A plus del min by 2, ting, 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 ping, 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 divided by sine of A by 2. Do we understand this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Anyone understand this?
Yes,
Well
sir.
done. Now A is given as equal to the angle of prism, as you can see here. A is given as equal to the angle of prism. So I just substitute the value, my dear friends. So this becomes sine of A plus A, 2A. 2A by 2, it becomes sine of A. Sine of A divided by sine of A by 2. Remember, my dear friends, in whatever question that we do, physics is only a very, very small part. This dabba is the entire physics that you need to know. After this dabba, everything is maths. Sine of A divided by sine of A by 2. You are maths guys. So you must know how much is this equal to. How much? How much is this equal to, bacha?
3 by 2.
3 by 2?
Yes, sir.
2 cos
2 cos A by 2.
A by 2. Yes, bacha. You must be knowing this. So I have 3 by 2, which is the refractive index. That will be equal to 2 times of cos A by 2. So my cos A by 2 becomes 3 by 4. As soon as you get 3 by 4, you can see it here. Cos 41 degrees is given as 0.75. So your angle A by 2 becomes 41 degrees. So your angle of prism becomes 82 degrees. Do we understand this? Normally, nowadays, this is a question taken from previous year JEEs. The angle is not given like this. The options are not given like this. They will give you cos inverse of this, cos inverse of that. Do we understand this, everyone? So they will not give you the value of cos of 41 so that everyone knows, okay, it is related to cos of 41. So something 41 will come. Either you multiply 41 by 1 or 41 by 2 or divide 41 by 1. You will get your answer. So normally these days, these questions are not given in this way. Instead of giving you the values of the angle, they will give you cos inverse of this, 2 times cos inverse of this, 1 time cos inverse of this. That is what you need to understand. Did you get it, everyone? Everyone understands it that we will get in this case the answer as 82 degrees. Why this is going westwards? Because
Yes,
of
sir.
this. Are you now confident that you will be able to solve the next question, which incidentally I showed you? Let's see if you can do this one. Remember, no question is difficult. Difficulty is only in our mind. If in our minds we are clear, no question is difficult. The refractive angle of an prism is A. The refractive index of the material of the prism is cot A by 2. This is how questions are framed these days. What is the angle of minimum deviation? This is the present language of the questions that you are supposed to face. And I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this. And I have an answer from the class that I can't see. Class that I can see is doing a lot better than the class that I can see. 180 minus 2a, that is correct, my dear friends. Well done. That I think is the correct answer. What about the others? Sitting in the online class is
Yes, sir.
What, sir?
Minus 2a. It
Minus 2a? 180
sir.
degrees minus 2a, that is what you got? Well done then.
Option D.
Option D. Option D is the correct answer, my dear friends. Well done. How did you get it? That is the only question that I may ask. I'll give you 1 more minute to everyone so that everyone gets a fair chance. A fair chance is what everyone deserves. And I will give you that fair chance. And then shall I do it now? So again, the same formula that we use, mu. Fourth formula. Wow. So I am now getting the formula number as well. Well done. That means we are getting used to the formula. That was the entire intention of this class, my dear friends. And I hope you have understood the intent. So this is like this. We know this. Mu. As you can see, my friend, mu is given as cot of a by 2. So I'll just put the value. Cot of a by 2 is cos of a by 2 divided by sine of a by 2. Now sine of a by 2 can be cancelled because it is not 0. So now I have a very simple mathematical equation. Remember, here physics finishes in one step. In one step, physics finishes. The rest is all math. Cos of a by 2 can be written as sine of 90 minus a by 2. Yes or no? No, yes. Do you all understand this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes,
We equate the two. So what you get? A plus delta m by 2 will be equal to 90 minus a by 2. Oh, sorry. I have written it wrongly. 90 minus a by 2. From here, you should be able to find out the minimum deviation. I'm not going to solve it any further because if I solve it any further, I would be doing injustice to you. So the final answer that you are going to get, my dear friends, will be 180 minus 2a. Do we understand this? Yes or no? No, yes? I got a raise hands from the class that I can't see. What about the class that I can see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is all about minimum deviation of the prism. And I think we have done enough questions that give me enough confidence that you should be able to solve any question that is going to come. Or shall I give one more question? We'll do one more question and then in the last 10 minutes, I'll take your doubts. Okay? Fair? Or you want me to take the doubts now? Or shall I give you one more question?
Sir, one more question.
Okay, one more question. The thing is, I was told that, sir, please clear doubts in today's class. So I was more prepared about the doubts. After this question, I will tell you what to do,
No doubt.
how to do it. Okay? Yes, Bacha, tell me what happened.
Continue the class, sir. No doubt.
Continue the class. Why? You're liking the class more than the doubt? Is that so? Okay. I'll tell you, I'll just take some time out and I'll tell you what to do and how to do. Okay. And then I think from this week onwards, you will have a regular doubt class. I think maybe on Sunday. So I'll tell you what we are going to do on Sunday. Okay. This one. Now see, as we go ahead in life, so-called simple looking question become a bit more. So motion in one dimension now becomes motion in two dimension. They may not be straight, but they are still motion in 1D or 2D. This is the question. Now, these type of questions, they are unlikely to come in JEE Main. They are more likely to come in JEE Advanced. This is a question taken from the JEE Advanced. A ray of light is incidence on the hypotenuse of a right angle prism after traveling parallel to the base inside the prism. So they have given no diagram at all. They just given the condition. If mu is the refractive index of the material of the prism, what is the maximum value of the base angle for which light is totally reflected from the hypotenuse? Oh. Remember, whenever you see a question of prism, you put your both hands up and say, yeah, we can do this. Because that might be one of the simpler questions that you will encounter in the exam. Only 2 or 3 or 4 things. The only new thing that might appear is this totally reflected. Light is totally reflected. Which phenomena are they talking about? Which phenomena are they talking about? How is light getting reflected? This is the chapter of refraction. How is light getting reflected from the prism? How?
Total internal reflection.
Yeah. So now 2 concepts are getting mixed, and that is welcome to JEE Advanced territory. 2 concepts mixing JEE Advanced. I'll give you time, and I know that you can do this. Remember, this is not a question of physics, it's a question of maths, it's a question of geometry. Right angle triangle, it is not physics, it is maths. Parallel to the base, it is not physics, it is maths. 2 minutes. Let's see who does this. I have an answer from the class that I can't see. A. So near yet so far. Chota sa, maybe a small. D. Kartik, calling Kartik. Yes, D. Kartik. That is correct. D is the correct answer. Wow. Well done. I am really happy. Good. This was not an easy question. Good.
It's
Typing mistakes, sir. So the class that I can't see is also doing the same thing. Well done. The class that I can't see. Okay. Now, what about the class that I can see? Any hopes there? Do I see some hope? No hope?
yes, sir.
Hope is there? Hope is there? No? Hope is there? Or I have lost hope? Hope is gone. Hope cannot go. Hope cannot go. Hope cannot go. I'm still hopeful that someone will give me the answer. 1 more minute. Hmm. Okay. Now, shall I solve it for you? Now, see, as soon as you draw the diagram for this question, and I have just drawn it for you, as soon as you draw this diagram from the information that was given in the question, so I'll spend more time in the information. Light is incident on the hypotenuse of a right angle prism. So I have a right angle prism, I have the hypotenuse, and you can see light is incident at this point A on the hypotenuse of the right angle prism after traveling parallel. So these lines, these two lines are parallel to the base inside the prism. Mu is the refractive angle, refractive index, maximum. Now, whenever you have this maximum or minimum, just be a bit careful. Just see what I'm going to do. I know that you have solved the question, but for me, it is more important that I tell you how you got to do this. Now, let me call one particular angle of the right angle prism as alpha. Do you see this alpha, everyone? So alpha is the angle, base angle. Do we understand this? Now, if this angle
sir.
is alpha and one angle is 90, this angle becomes 90 minus alpha, yes or no? If this
sir.
angle is 90 minus alpha, beta, this is simple geometry. So this angle will be alpha, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this angle would be 90 minus alpha. The incident angle on the hypotenuse will be 90 minus alpha, yes or no, my dear friends?
Sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
not getting a response from the class that I can see.
Yes, sir.
The incident angle will be 90 minus alpha. Do we understand this? Raise hands will give me more confidence. I can see you. Raise your hand so that I know that you understand this. Incident angle on the hypotenuse is 90 minus alpha. Now, I want the maximum value of prism angle, okay, beta, so that the light is totally internally reflected. So, this incident angle, which is 90 minus alpha, and remember what I'm writing here, this incident angle, which is 90 minus alpha, should be greater than or equal to the critical angle, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Do we understand why I'm writing the inequality? Inequality is important because inequality only gives me maximum or minimum. Equality never gives me maximum, minimum. Inequality is what you have to write. So that was the main concern that I wanted to tell you, that you have to write this inequality. So now I can write it like this: sine of, since both are acute angles, sine of 90 minus alpha will be greater than or equal to sine of C. I have not taken out the inequality sign still. See when I'm going to take out this inequality sign. So sine of 90 minus alpha is greater than or equal to sine of C. Now I know sine of C is 1 by mu, yes or no? So sine of 90 minus alpha should be greater than or equal to 1 by mu. Do we understand this?
Sir.
Sine of 90 minus alpha is cos alpha. Cos alpha should be greater than or equal to 1 by mu. So alpha should be greater than or equal to cos inverse 1 by mu. Do we understand this? This is the actual answer that you should get. Now you can apply common sense and tell me alpha should always be greater than certain thing, or it can be equal to a certain thing. what will give me the minimum value? You will get the minimum value if you equate alpha to cos inverse 1 by 4. Therefore, you will get the maximum value if you equate it. So the maximum value will be cos inverse 1 by mu. Do we understand this? Okay. So that is what you need to remember. Anyone got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, we come to an end for this topic where we were doing question on minimum deviation. We were doing questions on single prism.
Sir, is it maximum or minimum deviation?
Is it maximum or minimum?
Maximum or minimum, sir?
Tell me, maximum or minimum? I told you, did not understand it. It is maximum or
Minimum.
minimum? It is minimum, no? Or maximum?
Minimum.
Here, you must understand that what happens with your cos inverse. If alpha is more, what happens with cos theta? Cos theta is less or cos theta is more?
With incomplete inverse trigonometry, sir.
Okay. Okay, do not convert. But you must be knowing when the angle is acute, if the angle alpha increases, the value of cos alpha decreases. Do we know this? Yes or no? Do we know this? Okay, you can take the equality just to understand. Just take the equality right now. Take the equality. Just to understand this. Now, remember, if it was sine of this angle, are you getting my? When alpha increases, the value of sine alpha increases. When alpha increases, the value of cos alpha decreases. Do we understand this? So here we are getting minimum, but that time it is cos inverse. Therefore, it is a maximum value. Do we understand this?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Super.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything funny that I should know that is making you smile? May I know that? May I know that? What is making you so happy? May I know it?
Why you are teaching, sir?
What is so good about this? Okay. Yes, beta. Anything else? Okay, then I'll wind up this class here. In the next class, we will be doing combination of prisms. Okay. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Just wait. Where are you?